The little girl with the white belly is a black buck antelope, smallest antelope species in Asia. Fully grown, 2.5 feet up to shoulder. Males have horns, females do not. The large whitish deer coming up on the bend are the Bactrian deer, newest members of our monorail family. They're a relative of the red deer of Central Asia and were highlighted on season 3 of the zoo. As with all deer species, males have antlers, females do not. The male sitting by the tree.
Parece.
We're also looking at India's national bird, the peafowl. We'll talk about them later on in the tour. This hunt tells an important conservation story.
Farmers in Indonesia live closely with wild animals, like elephants, which we will see shortly. WCS field staff work with local leaders and farmers in Indonesia to come up with the crop protection unit. This unit created many different ways for farming to continue in close proximity of wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili powder and place them around the crops. Elephants do not like chili and leave the farms alone, allowing the farmer and the animals to share the habitat peacefully.
On display today,
Caballos,
the 2-month-old.
horse.
So don't stop looking after you see the first one or two.
Ahí también. Horse. Oh, mira qué
While there
pequeño.
are genetic differences between wild horses and domestic horses, there are physical differences as well. They're shorter and stockier in build.
Caballo.
They have
Mira
an
un
erect
pequeño
mane
caballo.
that's lacking the forelock. It's a mane that falls between the eyes of a domestic horse. They're rocking the mohawk. They were born genetically awesome. The Bronx Zoo received our...
Allá están los búfalos.
Since the 2 females and 1 male have been added to this family, there have been a number of offspring. This is important because gaur are considered to be a vulnerable species. So it's vital to maintain a healthy growing herd.
Ah, ¿te gusta el train?
The gaur are the
Buffalo.
world's largest
Buffalo.
wild cattle. Males stand 6 feet at the shoulder, 10 feet long, and weigh 2,000 pounds. With their incredible size and horns,
2,000
a gaur can take on
2,000 libras.
even a tiger. What threatens these beautiful creatures is lack of an Asian habitat and diseases they catch from domestic cattle. If the horns point straight up, it's a male. If they curve in at the top, it's a female. Most of the herd is with all body parts inside the train.
¿Dónde está? Tiger.
Tiger stripes provide excellent camouflage, and sometimes we have difficulty spotting our tiger. This is Anakin.
¿Dónde está el
It's a
tigre?
450-pound Siberian or Amur tiger. I'm waiting to see whether he's going to keep going to the right or turn around up to the left. You never know with him. He's coming back. In the wild, tigers will eat wild pig and deer. And pig he will. They'll eat 40 pounds of meat in one setting, and then not eat again for 3 days. That's the equivalent of 160 hamburgers to you and I.
Ya está el
If you ate
tigre.
160 hamburgers, you wouldn't eat for 3 days either. With under 3,000 tigers remaining in the wild, and only 1,000 of them being breeding females, we're working with several organizations to increase this number. Fingerprints, no two are alike. That's how we tell our tigers apart. They're solitary creatures and prefer to live alone. That's why you'll only see one at a time on the wild Asian
¿Cómo le hace el
wild.
tigre?
You don't want them fighting over territory. The closer they get to the train, they go down under the tracks and sleep in the shelters behind us for the night. We're now at the back of our first meadow. The large honey-colored deer on the fence line are Barasinga, and the baby Barasinga with its mother. Right there in front. The word Barasinga means 12 kind in the Hindi language, and males will have 12 tips on their antlers. The spotted deer are axis deer. Axis deer keep their spots their entire adult lives. We've exhibited axis deer since 1899.
Venado.
For Barasinga down the road,
Creo
right
yo.
and left.
Sí,
They're
como
also
venado.
called swamp deer as they have a
Sí,
free
deers.
hoop, and as you can
deers.
see, they prefer the mud to the grass.
Venado.
Around the bend, we're on the lookout for some pigs. That's cool. Phil is also here running along. He's going to be walking to the left. They hail from the island of Sulawesi.
Un jabalí.
Barbarossa have no fear. You can't miss our next lovely lady. Also going to visit with Patty, our Asian elephant. So, she's currently working with her keeper, so do not stand, do not make loud noises. The first thing you'll notice about an elephant is her size. She weighs approximately 10,000 pounds. She eats fruits, vegetables, 200 pounds of hay, and 60 gallons of water each
Mira,
day.
aquí está bien.
The elephant's trunk is an incredible tool with over 40,000 muscles in it.
Vaya
More
elefante.
than the entire human body. Got a finger like appendage at the end. With it, she can pick up an egg without breaking it, or tear down a small tree with brute force. Animal Planet shows review. Build it twice a week.
Mira, está comiendo en la boca la gata.
And pedicure. There's a liquid-sized swimming pool that she only uses when it rains. And the tree to the left is her elephant-sized back scratcher.
¿Cómo se lo tira?
I thank you for the cooperation.
No está entrenado, ¿eh?
Personal trainer, there's always that one person makes the wrong move and
Estoy diciendo
he votes
una.
on.
Ajá.
Ay, qué
As you say goodbye to Patty, I want to look out for my favorite lady at the zoo. And that's Priya, our great one-horned Indian rhino.
¿Reino?
Yo no vi nada.
To do this, she'll sit in the mud wallow,
¿Un qué?
cover herself with mud.
¿Cómo se
And
llama?
this acts as a natural sunscreen and insect repellent. That's a nice pose, Priya. Good girl. With less than 2,000 rhinos, you may
Rinoceronte.
at the ball. We're very fortunate to care for 6 of these endangered creatures. Carrying
¿Cómo se llama?
breeding spread
Rinoceronte.
We're the luckiest you in the USA.
Mira,
Penny with our bird.
Ah,
Our latest is Patrick. Priya,
Huele mal.
mother.
Huele mal culicerote.
Ceronte, rinoceronte. Huele. Papá, espérate que ya nos vamos a levantar. Sentate, sentate.
Looking at achieve speeds close to 40 miles per hour. Despite this fact, rhinos are endangered for their horn, which in some cultures is said to have medicinal purposes.
No, Rino.
Second half of the exhibit, you'll see a fallen log. To the right of that fallen log is the original mud wallow, put here in 1977 when the monorail first opened. More than 20 rhinos have contributed to the size and shape of that wallow. See a bunch of little deer. Those are
Little
the
deer,
deer of a
pequeño
hog deer.
venado.
They get their name because they're short and heavy like hogs, run like hogs, go under things rather than over them like their deer cousins. The large tan animals to the left with the black and
Como
white
que
markings
son
on their hooves
mixeados con otras
are the
especies.
nilgai antelope. Largest antelope in Asia. The word nilgai means blue bull in the Hindi language. As males will have a blue-gray coat upon maturity. From our hog deer here by the train. The medium-sized
Venados
deer
de diferentes especies.
brow antlers here. They get their name from the male's antlers that look like 2 bushy eyebrows coming up out of the top of their head. The shaggier deer right there in the middle of the meadow are Formosan sika deer from the island of Taiwan, formerly known as Formosa. So more brow antler deer straight ahead. The tan ones are nilgai antelopes. The large chocolate-colored deer
Como un
are
reno,
sandbar deer, the largest deer in southern Asia. Males
Un
stand
reno.
5.5 feet in shoulder and weigh up to 650
No, es
pounds.
como con un reno del Santa Claus, bro.
One right there along the stream. To the right. Up there. They say when they don't move, they're almost invisible. You see the white of all their tails. Those are all females. Males are slightly darker with large canine teeth that come past their mandible, making it look like they have fangs, and giving them the nickname vampire deer. Back when excited, they're extremely rare in zoos outside China. We're lucky to have them. Back in October, you'll see more of them. They prefer the cold weather. Surprised to see 3 of them out on a beautiful day like this.
Sentate, papi. Ya llegamos, ya llegamos.
Peek through the trees, you'll see Patty again. And I elephant.
Ay, ya le dirá, pero.
Ya, no,
Over the Bronx River.
Bueno, ya sí era.
23 miles long, this freshwater river is home to fish, ducks, turtles, geese, and migrating
Ahí está en
birds.
el agua.
WCS realizes how important it is both for the healthy environment for
En
wildlife
el
and
río.
for Bronx residents
Río
to enjoy.
Bronx.
Once you successfully cross the river
Ya
for the
está,
second
mira.
time, keep your eyes peeled for baby goats.
A los rinos.
Oh my god, mira
These are
ese.
the males with the impressive beards and spiral horns. They can
Cachos.
reach up to 5 feet in
Cachos.
length.
Mira, mira, mira.
The word barcore means snake eater in Persian. Legend has it eating a snake, and that's how
Así
it
es,
is.
pero los cachos grandotes que le pusieron.
Incredible athletes.
Los
They can
tuyos.
leap up to 6 feet in the air without a running
Funny.
start.
En serio.
Have been known to
Cachos que
climb
le puso mi
trees
ex.
for food. Both
Como
males
que
and
grandote,
females have spiral horns and beards. Female horns stop growing after a foot. Male horns grow a foot a year.
También tiene
He's
una.
actually a relative of skunks, raccoons, and weasels. In Nepal, his name is Hunho, which means fire fox. And if you saw the movie
Está
Kung Fu
despierto. Vaya,
Panda,
panda.
Master Shifu was a
Mr.
red
Panda.
panda. The red panda was known to the Western world years before the black and white panda. The only thing they have in common is an insatiable appetite for bamboo. You can see more red pandas by visiting the Himalayan highlands. A short walk from the monorail. While there, be sure to check out our songbirds. Last 3 cars are passing the light tree now.
Pequeño.
Time to harvest this thing, it's you.
Papi, pequeño.